Okay, the floor is now open for a motion to approve the minutes.
I move that the minutes of the January meeting be approved as presented with any necessary corrections.
Upchurch Taylor seconds.
It's been properly moved by Commissioner Harley, second by Commissioner Upchurch Taylor, to approve the minutes of January the 7th with the necessary corrections. Are there questions to the motion? Questions to the motion? There being no question to the motion, all those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
All opposed would say no. The ayes have it. The minutes is approved for January, our January minutes. Okay. Next up is the director's report. Director Lacy, would you take it, please?
Okay. We've had an eventful January.
I think that would be an understatement.
Yeah. We had 3 housing cases that resolved in mediation and conciliation the month of January. 2 of them were companion cases. So there was an initial case alleging disability discrimination, and then they filed a subsequent retaliation case. Those cases settled for $2,000 each and relief in the public interest. And then we had a third case that was a conciliation. It involved a failure to accommodate. There was a non-working elevator at the residence, and that one settled for $2,500 and the development and implementation of an elevator policy. With the respondent, through the policy, they had to kind of set out what steps they would take if the elevator went out again in the future, kind of outlining who people needed to notify, who they needed to speak to, and the timelines for receiving a response and that kind of thing. We worked on our racial trauma events, getting them all set up and planned. We had the first 2 events. They were February 3rd and February 10th. And then the next 2 events will be March 2nd and March 9th. We had a good turnout. February 4th, I think we had a little under 60 people attend through the in-person and online. And we had food brought in from Nest Cafe, which I don't know if everyone is familiar with Nest Cafe, but it's a nonprofit over on the Illinois side, and they kind of operate on a pay-as-you-can scale. So they give food away to people if they can't afford it, and for those who can pay a little more, they pay a little more, and that helps kind of offset their costs. And it's really kind of a really neat organization, and with it being a local organization, it kept the cost down. So we were able to fund that through the EEOC funding that we had gotten to do outreach and education events. So it was a good turnout. People liked the food. For the February 10th event, we didn't have as many people attend, but we also didn't do as much advertising because we wanted to have that event kind of focus on people's lived experiences, and then it would also allow them to have kind of a more quaint or intimate conversations with each other about things that may be involving trauma. So I think we had a good amount of people there for that event too. We're still working on case processing, pre-hearing and post-hearing preparation, the cases that are in litigation, still monitoring COVID. So we're still kind of doing the same thing that we were with if you're not in your office with the door closed, we want you to wear a mask in the common areas of the office. And then for people visiting, they would wear a mask. So we're still doing the same thing. We followed up on the budget request, so we submitted the budget request a few months ago now. And based on a conversation that Commissioners Guster and Transu had with the mayor and city administrator, they have been notified that more than likely the commission would have another staff member that would be added to the fiscal year 2024 budget, which is the current budget year ending June 30th, 2024, and that we could submit the request for additional staff members. So as of right now, the budget for the commission that was included in the city council's budget packet when they reviewed the general fund, it only included the one staff member. So that one is not confirmed yet, and we would have to wait to allow city council to vote on it and approve us getting that one staff member that was previously discussed for fiscal year 24. And I sent over a follow-up to Mallory Merritt to ask that the budget request for the 5 total staff members be submitted to council as well. And so she sent that over to them, I think on this past Saturday, maybe, and so there hasn't been a discussion on it yet. And I got an email from her this morning that it may be a discussion on it at the next budget meeting, but that's not, I mean, we're not like on the agenda or anything. So I'll attend, and if there are questions asked, I can answer those. But as of right now, I don't know where we stand with receiving additional funding for additional staff. We were working with DOJ, CRS staff to plan those upcoming trainings with the commission. So the person who we were working with, she ended up leaving the organization, and we're now working with another person. And he would like to see us collaborate with other commissions to do kind of a joint training project so that they don't have to. And Commissioner Peterson, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of discussing this as if you know the background of it. So we met with DOJ, the CRS, which is the Community Relations Service. And so they are kind of considered the community's mediators. And so they go out to communities where things might be going on that indicate that there are some concerns relating to protected classes or fair treatment, civil rights related things, usually. And they offer community mediation to kind of try to resolve disputes without there having to be like complaints filed or investigations, lawsuits, that kind of thing. And so they had come to Davenport following the collapse of 324 Main. And initially what they were meeting with folks about was kind of the city's response to the collapse and the feelings from members of the community and the families about how there was a different treatment in the handling of or responsiveness to their concerns. And through that, we had some discussions about trainings that they could maybe connect the commission with so that we would be a better resource to members of the public if they needed referral resources for things that were not necessarily under our jurisdiction, but might be actionable by another entity. And so we came up with a list of areas that we wanted to get additional information, get different training on. They were kind of general, different departments that we would like to meet with and receive training. So kind of like having the commission receive a training from HUD that talks about not only the stuff that we enforce under Title VIII or the Fair Housing Act, but also other provisions of the law that are not within our jurisdiction, but things that either we in the office might learn about or the commissioners might learn about through their work with various organizations in the community. Just giving us kind of those additional tools, because in the office we have like a referral sheet that staff uses, but that may not be really helpful for the commissioners because you don't really have kind of that day-to-day working knowledge of working with any of those entities or individuals, so you wouldn't be able to necessarily just glance at the list and know which thing applied to which scenario. And so we were thinking having this kind of training would be helpful for that purpose. We have Commissioner Boyd now. So we were planning to kind of start working
I'm on.
through the Hi, Commissioner Boyd.
Hello.
We're just going over the DOJ CRS
Okay.
stuff. So we had scheduled that meeting for January 29th, and they ended up having to cancel because they lost the staff person who was leading the effort right around that same time, and then the second staff person who was backup, she ended up having a relative who had a serious health issue, and they were hospitalized. And I actually met with them yesterday, and her relative passed away last week. So I was thinking we should probably send her like a condolence card from the commission. But it was, so we had to reschedule. So we met yesterday with that staff person and the new supervisor. And so he would like to see us work with not just our commission and bringing those different federal entities in to do a training, but to work with the League of Civil and Human Rights Agencies, which is all of the commissions throughout the state, to have a larger training. And it sounds like I have volunteered to lead the charge on it, accidentally, I think. And so I'm going to work with the League. We're going to meet tomorrow to see if we can get this planned out for the next few months. And then also through that meeting, they would like for the commission to create like a planning committee to work on having another Protecting Places of Worship event in Davenport for the Quad Cities area. And they would like to have that within the next 45 days. Would anyone like to volunteer to be on a planning committee for either of these events?
Will we need to be there in person?
No, nope.
Then I could be on it.
Let me write a note here.
There's two different ones, right? There's the one for the,
Yeah, the larger one for the statewide thing. And then there's the small event, well, that is within 45 days. I think that the larger event too would be really helpful for us to have commissioners involved in planning that, just to kind of help us nail down the scope of what kind of trainings we want so that we can give them that information when they are contacting the different entities to kind of determine who should come out and do a training.
Director Lacy, put me on there.
Okay.
yeah, I'll
And
help with
Commissioner
that.
Boyd, you're saying the small one?
Yes.
Okay.
Director Lacy, you can put me on one.
Okay.
This is
You wanna
Upchurch
be on-
Taylor.
You want to be the one that's very soon or the one that's further out?
Further out.
Okay.
I think Commissioner Franzu was trying to get it
And
down.
Yeah, I
the
can.
Protecting Places of Worship, Jeff, or Commissioner Transu,
Sure, yeah. Is that
or the one further out? You're like, no, not that one.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. Whichever one you need more people on. It sounds like you only have one for the,
Yeah, Protecting Places of Worship.
yeah, I'll help with that, yeah.
Do you have enough?
Alrighty. I mean, if you want to join, you can.
Oh, no,
Feel free.
definitely. I don't want to join, but if necessary, but if you got enough people, that's good.
No, if you don't,
Okay.
let's put Commissioner,
No.
let's
No,
put-
only-
I mean, he going out too to learn out some of this stuff, what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
And Commissioner Holly, you're involved with you're involved with Punch, so this protecting places of worship might be good for that, because they want to get religious leaders invited and get them involved, because they're kind of teaching about ways that you can make the places of worship more safe and secure because of threats that people have been getting from different.
I'm volunteering for that.
Thanks a lot there, Commissioner Augusta. Hey, put me on it and give me some protection, so I'll be armed and ready to.
Well, yeah, and there have been area churches, including my own, that have had threats and stuff, and we have had to put some things in place, but a lot of places are not wealthy enough to hire people, for protection, so it's kind of hard. So yeah, we've got a few little things that we do during our services, but yeah, I mean, it's hard if your church is smaller and you can't afford, the
Right.
duty people or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. Put me on that, especially after Joel Osteen got blown up this weekend. So,
Wow.
Yeah, you never know where, and like I said, I know of at least 3 local churches that have gotten threats, including our own, and
Wow.
it's not fun, it's just kind of scary, because even though it's a threat, it's pretty darn scary.
Yeah.
Director Lacy, which one am I on?
That one, the protecting places of worship.
Okay.
Yeah, my husband at one time got a whole bunch of emails that kept coming in, and this is a few years ago now. This isn't with the latest ones, but it was scary.
Sorry that happened to you all, Jeff. Commissioner Tronsoon, sorry.
Yeah, and I'm not sure he's the only one, I don't know how many people just didn't say anything, but
Yeah.
it's frightening.
Leave your number and a brief message. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you and have a good day.
They've got their phone there.
And then we started doing we're prepping for the environmental justice report that we discussed last month. And then we're also going to do a fair housing event around this topic as well. So we are working with some local volunteers to assist us with this, because we don't have staff to spend time on it. So we submitted a FOIA to the city for additional information on the history of the area that's labeled D2 on the red line map that we use when we do trainings on redlining. Does anyone want to see the red line map to know what we're talking about, or do you want me to just email it out to you after the meeting to have a frame of reference for what we're referring to?
You're able to show it now?
Let me bring it up.
Yeah, I did go to that meeting last Thursday that Cody had, so I have seen it before, before that, but I mean, it doesn't, I wouldn't mind having a copy of it or.
So we, for Black History Month, we,
Director Lacy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you pulling it up, thanks.
Yeah. So we have the presentation for Black History Month, where we talked about the history of redlining in Davenport and how some of the areas that have been redlined, we can look at those today and see that they still have negative effects on people today. So even though it was redlined, nearly 100 years ago, we can see that those same areas are still having different treatment and getting different services. So, for example, this area that we chose, it has the highest social vulnerability index in Davenport at 0.832. And then it has a high minority, especially considering what the demographics are for the entire city of Davenport. And we see that they have like a lower life expectancy rate. We see that the poverty level is the highest within the city at 39.4%. We see that they have a higher prevalence of certain diseases and health conditions. So this one is for asthma, it's really high, 11.1, and the highest is 11.5. Cancer, diabetes is really high blood pressure, kidney disease, mental health problems, obesity, and pulmonary disease. So we saw that this was one area from the city that we can look to that was redlined historically, and we can see that it has those present day effects. So we were kind of focusing on this area as kind of like a primary place that we can look to say, here, this was an area that was kind of relegated to being to the red line status, and there was no real investment in that area. And what impact that had on the people that live there, and what impact there continues to be for the people who live there today. So, according to the Richmond map, they're basically saying that, this is an old business and residential district. A great deal of construction here predates 1910, and much of it was built in the early 1880s, and some built in 1860. In the residential section, most of the homes are frame. This is to the north, and in the center part of this section and to the southwest, the homes consist of brick and frame. In the north center of 9th Street, north to 12th Street, from Ripley Street on the east to Gaines Street on the west, is a colored district, referring to Black people. And while it is not growing, it is detrimental to the adjacent property. So directly stating that based on the racial demographics of the people that live there, the adjacent properties' values are going to go down. Along the railroad industry, property is worth from $15 to $2,500 per square foot, and the residences from $1,500 to $10,000. A great deal of property here needs rehabilitation, which, this is a lot of the area where we see the city focusing on when they're doing projects like with the DREAM program, and where they're doing the rehabs of single-family homes and things like that. So I think, we can look to that to say that need is still there 100 years later. And there has been depreciation of 40% since 1929. I'm informed that on some places, loans could be made of 40 to 50% of cash market value, but the average advance here would not be more than 25 to 30%. And then only occasionally. The district is composed of tenements, apartments, many old homes having been converted into 1, 2, 3, and 4 family apartments. Some of this apartment property can only be considered in fair condition, and some of the tenements from good to bad. And then I'll send this link out to everybody so that if you want to look through it further, you can just kind of click around through it. But this is kind of, one of those areas that it has so much history there, and just with all of the factors, it was a really good area for us to focus on. So we submitted a FOIA for this area and the information the city would have on it. And we received a denial of the FOIA from Brian Heyer in the legal department, stating that he didn't think that we needed it, because he thinks that it has nothing to do with the powers or duties of the commission. And he feels that it's unrelated to the investigation of unfair or discriminatory practices. And then he went on to say that he didn't think that the commission had authorized the submission of the FOIA in its name, and that he thought that it was being used to circumvent city policy. So I followed up with him yesterday to ask if he was actually denying the FOIA, and he told me that he thinks that the letter stands for itself. So basically, I should be able to read the letter and know what he means by it. So I submitted a complaint to the Public Information Board regarding the denial. We had our redlining presentation for well, I guess I'll update you on the outcome of that complaint, and when we get the data, you'll see the report. The presentation for redlining at the library was held this past week on February 8th. We worked on finalizing those annual report topics and assignments. So we're working on getting the new annual report drafted.
So I have a question,
Okay.
Director Lacy, regarding the denial and what our options are in terms of being able to challenge that denial, because obviously it's a FOIA request, so it shouldn't matter. It's public information, so it shouldn't make any difference if we have a reason or whatever legally. So does he have grounds for denial?
So I would agree with you. There's public records, and it doesn't matter what you need it for.
Exactly. You don't need a reason. So what are our options in terms of being able to refute that and challenge it? Because I mean, he can stand on that, but do we have any recourse about going about getting it?
Yes, that was the reason for the complaint to the Public Information Board, to have them work with the city on complying with the open records laws.
Okay, so right now that's an open action. You've already filed a complaint, so we're waiting on them to respond to that.
Yes.
Okay, so there's nothing else we can do at this point until they make their determination.
Yes, yeah, unless we want to go and argue it maybe with the mayor or someone, but clearly, as we're seeing, there's an allowance for whatever the legal department decides to do. There seems to be.
Let me step in just for a moment. This is another clear example of the type of harassment, bullying that you get out of a legal department that's gone off the chart and wants to dictate what and where and how that someone is going to receive information from within the city that we are clearly authorized to get through the Freedom of Information Act, and so it's a clearly to me it's a act of harassment against the commission here itself, and it just gets to be so blatant at some time at point in time that you want to ask yourself, are we really living in a democracy here in Davenport, or are we living in some type of monarchy here in Davenport, or what and stuff? And so we have rules and we have laws that we are bound by, and so you got a renegade legal department head that wants to hide or wants to just deny at every angle and push back against everything that we do over here. And quite simply, it's just to me, I'm appalled at it. I'm really just to the point of ready to go down there and start arguing each and every point at the city hall, at the meeting on Wednesday, at the council meetings. And so, let me just say this and I'll be through. It's like we fighting against a brick wall to keep us from doing the job that we are supposed to do here. It's just another time and period of another form of racism within the city that I see it as trying to hold people back and not allow us to do a study that we are doing for the betterment of the people. Thank you.
Director, I completely agree with you with that. We've made a complaint to the Public Information Board, and if we could also have the commission go before the mayor if needed, and then go to City Hall for the Wednesday meetings of our board. We need to do everything. We need to pull out we need to put forth whatever effort we need to deal with this. You remember the last time we were confronted with a situation and we had to have special meetings and the public came?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We need to do whatever we need to do to deal with this. This, like you said, is blatant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would totally agree, and I would suggest doing all those things, perhaps scheduling a meeting with the mayor, and then also a meeting at the City Hall, at the council meeting, and possibly even going maybe to the media, the news media, declaring that what's been done. Those three options I would suggest putting on the agenda if it's possible to do those things.
Director Lacy, in the meantime, would it be appropriate for you to share that letter of denial with us?
Oh, yeah, I'll send it out.
Okay, go ahead, Dr. Lacy. Well,
Okay.
just so that everybody knows that we are going to take action. We're not going to sit by idle and just turn our heads and just let it pass. That's for sure. So more to come.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Dr. Lacy.
And I'm sorry, Commissioner Peterson, were you asking me to share it now, or were you saying, can I send it out to you all?
Oh, no, send it out later is
Okay.
fine. Please.
I think I did receive it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
seems, yeah, because I've seen that copy.
Or maybe when we meet on Friday, I can catch up with a lot of stuff with you. We probably could, you could give it to me if everyone else has a copy.
Now, everyone doesn't have a copy. I was just going by what Director Lacy's report stated. So, what we have not, I have not received it that I'm aware of.
Let me just speak to that. The three people that met with the mayor concerning the issue did receive a copy of the email, and so she's gonna send the letter out to the entire commission so that everyone has a copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you'll be sending one to me also?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So we were able to find an attorney to conduct the internal investigation, and so she's getting started on that. And I think the last thing is me again begging for more volunteers for the March 2nd event at the MLK Center at noon. We just need assistance in kind of getting the room set up and then checking people in when they come into the event.
March
Would anyone
2nd.
like to volunteer for that?
I can help with that too.
March 2nd.
The event from noon till,
It's from noon till 1:15, and so the volunteers were getting there a little after 11 and getting the room kind of set up, setting the tables up and everything.
I could help with that also.
I mean, I'm getting scared now. It's gonna start storming out here in a minute.
okay, so
It's got me. It's got me a little motivated here, I should say.
so a little after 11 to set up everything.
Yeah, to set up the tables.
All right.
And I'll send out
Director,
an email to everybody with additional.
I'll be at the event, so I won't be able to come early. I'll
Okay.
come at a regular time.
Okay, and I met with finance staff regarding the office updates, and they had quite a few ideas that might make the existing space kind of more user friendly. The tentative plan that they came up with was to kind of do the project in stages, and they have it separated into stages A, B, and C, with A being the first, obviously, and C being the last. So they would like to make some changes to the conference room to create like a wall at that back area of the conference room where if we are doing a presentation or something, you can't really see from that little corner area. So making that area into like a storage space for us to store kind of extras of things so that they're not sitting out all over the office. And then they wanted to arrange for a professional to kind of come in and meet with us to kind of look at the office and figure out if there's a way to reconfigure the office, and also assisting us in determining kind of what kind of furniture or storage needs that we have in the office to make things more, I don't know, make better use of the space, so to speak. We also
did they address? Excuse me. Did they address the security issues, or is that a part of the office security?
They have the security issues in Part C, and that's where they would figure out what to do with the vestibule area and the front area. So they said that they have not done those much previously, so they have done one area like that. So they said that because they had more experience doing the other things, they thought that it would be easier to kind of tackle those two things first, which was A was the conference room area, B was the office, and then C, that was the security updates, and kind of the vestibule area and reconfiguring that. I did tell staff that because we don't have a budget for this project, so I'm not sure how it's being funded. So I said if we have to choose, we are on deciding what stuff to do based on how much money we have. We obviously the soundproofing and the security updates are the ones that are most important to us and to the public. So we're gonna have a meeting probably next week to talk about that a little more.
Yeah,
Well,
I would. The priority would be the first priority would be the security of the office and the personnel in there. And then the aesthetics would probably be secondary. That would be my suggestion.
I agree.
I would agree as well.
I think that's all we have. Yeah.
One more thing, Director Lacy. We were looking for the staff to come down and brief us on how the budgets are developed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, see Melody. I emailed them to ask if they could come to the March meeting, and they said that they couldn't. And I responded to say that the commission is requesting that they come to the commission meeting so that we don't have to have a special meeting. And that you would like for the presentation to be for the entire commission versus just a few commissioners, which I think is what they're proposing, is doing like a small group meeting instead of a presentation for the entire commission.
No, we want the entire commission to be able to be briefed, and we want it done on a day that the commission is already meeting. They don't pay us, and we would love to have it done during a regular scheduled meeting so that we don't have to schedule extra other time to come down and take this, briefing. So, go back to them and tell them that's when we want it. Tell them to make time and make it happen.
Yes, I agree.
That would be nice, yes.
Hey, no, tell them really, that's what needs to hell happen. I'm sick of it because we are spending volunteering our time on this commission. They're getting paid good money, to provide a service, and, they need to do that, and they need to come and brief us. We are entitled to it, and so let them do it. The next time, go back and tell them that's what we want. And, the next telephone call I'll make is just to the mayor himself. I mean, we've just been asking for this here since, October or longer.
Yeah.
So, and right now I'm sick of it, so that's the last of it. So if you would go back and do that for us, I would appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you for the reminder, Commissioner Holly. I forgot all about that. I didn't put a note here to add that in.
No problem. Thank you.
And that's all that I have.
One other question, the ongoing harassment.
Hey, hold up. You just said a few minutes ago, one more question. How many one more questions you got, Commissioner?
Oh, sorry, Don. I mean,
Go ahead.
Mike, I'm sorry. No, but it was about the harassment, the ongoing bullying and harassment of the staff. And do we have anything on that? Or are we anywhere, or do we have a plan in place addressing that?
We hired the attorney to conduct the investigation.
That's okay. Good.
I mean, it doesn't sound like internally there's going to be any effort to intervene or stop staff from doing what they're doing. So
That seems to be okay with them. They seem to be worried more with somebody making a Facebook posting than they are with the staff being taken care of and us being able to administer and do a job that's mandated by the civil rights regulation. And so, once again, I continue to be myself in a position of I don't want to use this other word. I'm going to use this other one here. I just really just upsetting that we would have the staff continue to allow this to go on, and with all the things that are going on in Davenport, whereas all it would take is the city administrator and the mayor to say, stop it right now. That's all it would take. And this is what we're going to do. Invite the director back to the city staff meetings. You tell me if she can't come to the staff meeting because somebody don't like her, get out of here. That's the most stupid and the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. When you're paying somebody $100,000 a year to do a job, and you're gonna tell me that they can't come, that you gotta appease them? No, I don't think so. So, let me get off my hook, because it just really ticks me off to think about you paying people that kind of money, and you gotta appease them and everything else. And they sitting there on their bottoms and gonna harass and gonna just bully and gonna do it on the taxpayer's dime. It's frustrating. And I got another word I could use, but I can't use it in this form.
Well, it's amazing how much time and how much energy we need to direct it to them. That's excessive.
Yeah, for the last 2 years, that's all we've done. So I don't want to spend that much time on this here, guys. Let's just keep rolling, because it's really designed like it is in the black community. It's designed to wear you down until you just get to the point where you're not going to do anything else, and you're not going to do it. But for 68 years, they've been wearing me down, and I'm not tired yet, but I'm just going to not put up with it I'm just gonna cause me to sound off more. So,
Yeah.
okay. Any questions for Director Lacy?
Oh, I think I forgot to do the director's the case status report up. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. So we have currently 160 employment cases, 52 housing, 19 public accommodation, 18 education, no credit. So currently what we have on our books are 75 from 2023, 35 from 2021, 32 from 2019, 29, 2022, 27 from 2018, 21 from 2020, 19 from 17, 7 for 2024, and 4 from 2016. So we have 69 cases that are in initial investigation, 54 in intermediate, 51 in intermediate 2, 29 in final review, 24 in initial review, 16 in final investigation, 2 pending public hearing, 1 pending commission decision. That one is missing one. I'll have to look and see what that one is. So of
Director-
the ones, oh, go ahead.
When you said we have 69 cases in initial investigation, what point is that? I mean, what is that when they actually fill out? What is done with the initial?
That's where we're sending out the interrogatories, getting in position statements, kind of doing the first few steps of the investigation, so to speak. So it starts out, it goes to mediations, and then if the mediation is refused or if the mediation is unsuccessful, then it goes into initial investigation. And so that's where we're kind of fact gathering a little bit more, getting the position statement from the respondent where they're kind of rebutting the complaint. And then we would be gathering additional information of which witnesses we need to speak to, what information we need to look for based on the data that has come in from the rebuttal statement and position statement from the respondent.
Okay, 69 is a lot. Wow. Okay.
And we've, it's a ton.
Do we have?
Especially with one investigator, kind of handling.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have? Oh, wow.
And that's a cumulative number over some period, I would assume.
The
69.
So
I mean, it's
43 of those. So
go
this
ahead.
is like telling us which year they're in. If we click on that.
Okay, so some of them are older and it's just for several years.
We've had a recent influx of respondents refusing to provide us information, and yeah, I'll just say that, delaying the investigation.
Wow.
Well, and now there's legislation, right, to make us get done with all these in a year,
Yes.
and they'll be dropped. So if these people waste our time by not responding, it's going to make us go over a year on a lot of these cases if this passes in Iowa. This is disgusting. It really is. I don't know how we're going to do it without more,
Additional staff.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
that 12-month period is ridiculous also. So I mean, hopefully, that won't be successful through the legislative process, but to put that 12-month time limit on there and says whether it's resolved or not, it's automatically cleared off the books. That's definitely a violation of anybody's right to to contest, discrimination. So hopefully it doesn't pass.
I so agree.
Well, yeah, and that's just one part of it. I mean, I don't like the idea of, a city administrator being over us, entirely. That's a big problem too, especially in our city. We've got enough problems here, and now the state wants to do this statewide.
Wow.
Like us, we already have problems with City Hall, and now they're gonna definitely be a boss over us. This does not sound good. And I have a feeling something out of all that garbage is gonna pass, because that's what they're doing out there. It's frustrating what's coming out of Des Moines.
I guess the question is, what can we do, or are we empowered? What ways are we empowered to combat that?
Right now, email your senators, that's about it. Call and email your senators like crazy, that's all we can do.
Yeah, we've got to get, NAACP has got to get, LULAC and, ACLU to, lobby, the state senator's office as well, the state office as well and stuff.
Just to give them that information. Because what I have gathered from the other commissions and my conversations with people is that they don't necessarily understand exactly how the commissions function in the first place. So they don't seem to know why the changes would be a big deal. And I can forward everyone out the information that has been shared through the league. So if you wanted to share it with your networks of and contact people that way, we can do that too.
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Would it help if we had some petitions signed throughout the community? Would that have any value?
I don't know.
With how quick they're doing it and stuff, I'm just not sure, Frank, that's going to work. And outside of going to the state capitol and stuff on the particular day, taking a day of going up there and just to show up and be present for those hearings, I'm just not sure right now. So we're contemplating some things right now, and so more to come. So we just got to be careful about how we do things and stuff. So, but anyway. Let's just move on. But I'll get a chance to talk to you about it in the NAACP meeting tonight.
Okay.
And so we had,
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So we had we were very excited to have 3 housing cases closed last month. And then we had, I think 4 new ones that opened. So we currently have 49 open housing cases. 157 open employment cases. 18 open education cases and 19 open public accommodations cases. So we're having lots of fun here in the, in the office, and not overwhelmed at all. And that's all I have.
Okay. Any questions for the director? Dr. Latham, thank you, and I want you to know we appreciate what you're doing and let me just back up. We appreciate how you do it, and with the limited amount of personnel that you're working with, and then you kick out just an exorbitant amount of work and stuff. And so we applaud what the entire staff is doing out there in the Civil Rights Commission, and then having to put up with all the bullying and all the harassment and all the discrimination from within the city. So thank you, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you all for the same.
Okay. Director Lacy, I don't see elections on here.
The B.
Oh, yes, well,
We-
let's go straight to elections, before we do the rest of this here, and, go to new business, commissioner election of officers. Folks, we should have done this in December. We, now, have a full slate of commissioners, and, I want to again welcome, Glenn to our, commission staff. Glenn, thank you for taking, on this, task of being a civil rights commissioner. I will get a chance to speak with you, in the next day or two. I think you got something set up with the director to go down with,
I do.
to speak with her on Monday, I believe. I mean, on Thursday, I believe.
I meet with her on Friday, but I look forward to speaking with all of you as well.
Okay. And so, whatever you need, I'll shoot you my, telephone number and, email contact so that you will have that. And, should you ever want to contact me and talk about anything after we, speak and stuff, please feel free to do so. And, just thanks for coming along and pulling up the full slate of commissioners here. So welcome aboard.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, so now I'm gonna get ready to, declare all offices, vacated, and we're going to elect, the new chair, the vice chair, and the secretary. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the chair first, vice chair, and then the secretary. And, anybody can be nominated, regardless of how long they've been here. So we invite everyone, if you want to serve in any of these positions, and make yourself available. So with that said, I'm going to declare all seats vacant. And I'll just go ahead and preside over the meeting for lack of anybody else, if that's okay with everybody else, so that we will just have some sense of order. Is that all right with everybody?
Yes.
That's fine. Now, the current positions are being held by whom?
I'm the chair. Ethelene is the vice chair, and Commissioner Transu is the secretary. And so, so we get a chance to elect all three of those positions. And
So is the floor open for nominations?
the floor is now open for nominations for the chair of the Civil Rights Commission.
I would nominate Commissioner Guster to continue in that position. He's done a great job, and I would welcome working with him again as the leader. So I would nominate Commissioner Mike Guster for the position of chair for the 2024.
We have the nomination of Mike Guster. Is there another nomination? We have Mike Guster as the nomination for chair. Is there another nomination?
And I nominate anyone that would like to step up to secretary.
Hold it, Jeff. We're not there yet. Hold it, Commissioner Transu. I know you.
Okay. I just wanted to get ahead of it because, you know.
I know you do, man. So give me a chance to get through with this. Let me finish up here, guys.
Okay.
So do we have anyone else who would wish to be nominated for the chair of commission of the Civil Rights Commission? The nomination is now closed. So there is no other person running. So all those in favor of Mike Guster being the chair of the Civil Rights Commission will do so by saying yay.
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 Hey,
All those opposed will say no. The yeas have it, so y'all put me in the firing box once again, so, okay. The floor is now open for, nominations for vice chair of the Civil Rights Commission. I will now accept nominations for the vice chair.
I
I
would
nom-
respectfully nominate Kathleen Boyd to continue in that position to give us some continuity as the vice chair, if she would accept it.
I was in the process of nominating someone. I would nominate you.
Hold up, Ethelene. You either need to accept it or
Okay.
are you accepting the nomination?
No, I don't accept it.
You don't accept it, okay. Commissioner Boyd is not accepting the nomination, so, I am now accepting nominations for the vice chair. Now you may go ahead, Commissioner Boyd, with, a nomination if you so choose, though.
Okay, I nominate Commissioner Frank Holly for the position of vice chair of the Civil Rights Commission.
Are there any other nominations for vice chair for the Civil Rights Commission? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations for vice chair for the Civil Rights Commission? The nomination is closed. Now, all those in favor of Commissioner Frank Holly serving as the vice chair for the Civil Rights Commission will do so by saying yay.
hey,
Yay.
All those opposed will say no. Yay.
No.
Is it? Who was that? The yeas have it. We don't accept any no's.
Oh.
Commissioner,
Did you ask him, did he accept it?
he didn't come online and refuse it, so he had to come
All
on.
right.
He had to come on and refuse it. So believe me, if he didn't want it, he would speak up. So
Yep.
So thank you, Commissioner Holly, for stepping up and accepting that position.
Thank you.
Of vice chair. We now need a secretary, and so we had the current secretary trying to come online and say what he wasn't going to do. So, we are now accepting a nomination for the secretary for the Civil Rights Commission.
Accept
I
Commissioner.
nominate Transil.
No, I do not accept this time.
I nominate Commissioner. I'm sorry.
Hold on just one moment. Commissioner Transil is not accepting the nomination. He refuses to accept it. Therefore, he will not serve. So the secretary position nomination continues.
I nominate Commissioner Charlene Upchurch Taylor for the position of Secretary of the Civil Rights Commission.
I refuse.
Okay.
Okay. Then
Now, hold on just for 1 second, please. Hello?
I have to go in 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
With that,
Commissioner-
Commissioner Reyes?
Commissioner Reyes, are you available for the secretary position?
No, 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 no.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I had to take that call right quick. So, where was I at? We on the, nomination for secretary. Ms.
Trying to get Transu to stay again.
Darlene Upchurch Taylor, did you refuse it?
I refuse because a lot of times I'm working and taking minutes, and yeah, that would be kind of hard.
Okay.
Well, you know, as it happened in the past, I'm going to ask that I can nominate our new commissioner, Commissioner Glenn, for a secretary. When Commissioner Transu came on the commission, he was voted as secretary. So I'd like for us to do the same with Commissioner Glenn.
Well, Ethelene, I respectfully decline. I don't, I'm not being modest here. This does not play to my skill set. I appreciate your nomination, but I respectfully decline. Thank you.
The only one left in is Commissioner Boyd.
Yes.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Boyd as secretary.
I can't accept.
So by default, if nobody accepts, then the incumbent secretary has to remain in the position until somebody else takes it over, doesn't he?
Let me chime in right quick. Director Lacy. Director Lacy, are you still with us?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I know this is highly something that's not normally done. If we can't get a secretary, can Stephanie do the minutes? Would
You
that be
can try it. She would have to not be answering phones in the office and stuff during the time of the meeting.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks. I just wanted to just hear that for a moment, but okay. Let me. We might have to try that for a meeting or two and stuff till we can get somebody. Till I can twist somebody's arm to take the secretary's position.
I feel bad, but I'll keep doing it. I had a feeling that it would come to this, and I don't want our secretary that's in the office to have to do it. I mean, I just don't. They've got a lot to do, so it's fine. I will just I will muster myself up and more energy and time, and I just do a lot of docs at my work. You know, I write a lot, and so it's just a lot of paperwork for me too throughout the month. But that's okay. It's once a month. I can usually do it in 3 hours or less. But so yeah, no, I'd rather do it than have our secretary at the office downtown be doing that, because I don't think she should do that.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and get a nomination for Commissioner Transu, someone, please.
Nominate Commissioner Transu as the secretary for the Civil Rights Commission.
All right, the nominations are closed. Okay, all in favor of Commissioner Jeff Transu being the being the, Secretary for the Civil Rights, Commission, please say aye.
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 All opposed, say no.
No.
The,
Good try, Jeff. Good try.
It's okay.
the ayes are recorded, and I did not hear a no, so, but on a serious note, Jeff, well, let me just go ahead and complete that. The nomination of Commissioner Transu is approved and, is our secretary for the ensuing year. Thank you so much, Jeff, and I know, it's a tedious job, and, I want you to know we appreciate you, and,
Yes, we do.
I know.
so thanks a lot. So we're gonna continue on, because Commissioner, I think Commissioner, one of the commissioners had to leave. She may be already gone.
I'm gonna
Right.
go. Thank you.
Okay, all right, I'll write that down.
Hey, thank you, Commissioner Reyes and stuff, for sticking around and stuff, and we'll keep you posted. Okay, let's back up and, let me just say one other thing to each, to the officers and stuff. We'll be weighing on, you just like we did previously. The only one, the new one, exactly, Frank, will be staying in the mayor's office a lot, so get ready for it. Commissioner Transu already know that we stay in the mayor's office a lot, so, get ready for it. So the, three officers will be there along with, Director Lacy when we go to meet with the mayor and the city administrator. Okay.
Okay.
Are there any duties for the vice chair?
Yep. Anytime the chair is not here, you're it.
You get to meet up, huh? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay. Let's look at, on the new business, ED-109-0002-14, Director Lacy.
This one, we just needed a vote from the commission to close the case. This one, there was a public hearing pending, and there were two cases in district court for it, and the district court decision ordered the commission to close the case. So we just need a vote from the commission to close the case.
I move that we close, case ED 0109-0002-14.
I second.
Okay,
Director?
we have a motion and a second, so we all need to vote on it, I guess. Let's see, did, Commissioner Guster?
I'm sorry, I had my microphone muted. I was talking to my wife for a minute.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to talk and stuff and respond, but I was muted. But anyway, we have a Commissioner Boyd who has made a motion to close case number ED-109-0002-114. It was seconded by Commissioner who?
Upchurch
Taylor.
Yeah.
Hey, Taylor. Do we have any questions to the motion? Any questions to the motion? There being no questions to the motions, all in favor will say aye.
Aye.
All opposed will say no. Ayes have it, motion carried. Thank you very much. Okay.
Chairman Guster, I also need to leave in about 3 minutes, actually.
Okay.
With apologies. I need to be somewhere at 2:00.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, and I will, get your contact information and stuff from Latrice, and, it probably won't be this afternoon, but probably tomorrow when I get a chance to call and talk with you, Glenn, if that's okay.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, do we have anything else on the commission budget? I think we've talked about it once.
Yes, that was it.
Okay. The director's vacation pay, do we have any updates? I think I saw an email pop in here a few minutes ago, did we?
I haven't heard anything further. The last that we had gotten, I think, was yesterday with the statement from Brian Heyer that this had been transferred to the legal department because I filed an EEOC complaint against the city for discrimination. I didn't get a clear explanation of why this matter that had been duly authorized by the commission would be contingent upon a discrimination complaint absent unlawful retaliation. So I guess we're waiting for an update on exactly what's going on there.
Okay. He did come back to you and say, just about at 1:12 p.m. that he received additional information that I did not have prior to my recent communication on this matter. Thus, I unintentionally contributed to the conflicting information. I did not realize Mr. Warner was working on this matter last summer, so I apologize for misspeaking. Outside counsel was asked to investigate and provide an opinion to the legal department. Receipt of that information is anticipated soon. Once I have received the information, it will be shared. If anyone has additional communication regarding that specific topic, until then, it should be directed to me and not to any other city staff member. See, this is the kind of bull crap that that I'm talking about right here. You see, for almost 2 years, they sit on it down there and played around with it, with this vacation correction. And if it was the issue that they need to go outside the legal counsel and get some advice, why didn't they do it 2 years ago?
It's been 4 years now total.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to make a contrast is on, we came in and voted on, they came in and kept sending correspondence back and forth to us. And, why didn't they say at that time they was going out to legal counsel? And so this is the type of harassment and the type of bull crap that I see as a bunch of malarkey that they are engaging in. On one hand, they talk about Facebook postings, and then on the other hand, they take and they do stuff like this here. I mean, you can't make this kind of stuff up. It's just as clear and as blatant as I am black.
It is ridiculous. This has been going on for ever since I've been on.
Yeah. And so, so why are they just now going out for counsel?
But I don't think they have any authority to do that either. I mean, the commission has voted on it. You did it the way that you were directed to do it by Mallory Merritt. And then now they're saying, well, the way that you did it wasn't quite right, even though you did it the way that you were directed to do it. I mean, if we can give out millions of dollars without council approval, how are you saying that you can't take this action that was authorized by the commission because of their mistake in the first place?
Thank you.
Or I don't know if it was a mistake or intentional different treatment.
But
the way that it's shaking out, it seems like intentional different treatment.
So,
well, how do we move on? We need to be contained and civil, yet we need to address this this procedure that they're doing with us, with not complying with our that needs are a part of our office. So we're not asking for new things. We're trying to, get things that are due.
And I don't see what's going to happen here, because it says outside counsel was asked to investigate and provide an opinion to the legal department. So it's going to be their opinion to the legal department, but that doesn't mean that's the way it should be.
Thank you.
I don't know who's supposed to, I don't understand what the problem is here. I mean, because we did vote on this, and they should just be moving ahead with it and take care of it.
So what recourse do we have if they're out of line, not following the proper procedure? What recourse do we have? I mean, can we give them a date, a deadline to give us a final answer, and then if they don't, then what do we do after that?
I mean, and they don't get to give an answer even. This is the commission's, within the commission's authority. So this is something that they did wrong. They, for whatever reason, placed me on a vacation schedule as the only Black director that was different than all of the white directors were on.
How do we override that?
Yeah.
You already have, by voted on it.
So what's our next
that's
course
the
of
thing.
action?
I think the commission could sue to force that their vote be enforced. But I mean, this is ridiculous that the commission would have to take any of these further actions to address this continued harassment. And I don't know why the elected officials who are supervising these staff members are not taking any action. I mean, nobody, the fact that we can give out $2 million to people without council approval, but they're refusing to do this, is just completely incongruent, and we cannot overlook the racial difference there in the people who receive money and the person who's not being given the money that was already discriminatorily not awarded. So it makes zero sense.
So do we go back to them and say, we'll give you until this date to comply with the commission's decision, and if not, then our next move is to go ahead with the suit? I mean, what I'm hearing, I don't see any other recourse.
Yes.
I think it's probably time to go forward with the suit, because you've given them ample time to go ahead and do what they need to do. I mean, 2 years is ample time. 4 years is ample time to for them to do what they need to do and stuff. And so all you do is just kick the bucket down the road and stuff. So we've served notice on them. We've asked. We've got documentation already, and I don't see any use to waste time doing that there, because they've shown you already that they're not going to adhere to it. They're not going to follow the rules. They're not going to play ball. They're going to use their own game to deny the due process to the director, and we have to act accordingly. And so I just don't believe giving them a time frame to respond is only just giving them additional stall time. That's me personally, so.
And we do have somebody hired now, right, already, that we can ask to help us with this? Or were they hired for only one situation?
I don't think we have anybody hired for it, no.
Well, who was that counsel we hired, though, just last month? Oh,
I'm talking and I'm muted here.
Okay, yeah,
we,
because we did hire somebody last month, right? Or,
and that was just to do the investigation. So I think if we wanted to hire somebody to take action on that, it would have to be something that the commission voted on and took
okay,
action on, from the
okay.
agenda.
Well, I think by, notifying them that that we're saying it again to them, and if we don't, and saying also that our only recourse if we don't get it from them is to sue. We can I think stating that is important.
Well, yeah, I don't get it, because last month it says we approved hiring an investigator for internal workplace harassment. Isn't this the same thing? I mean,
Well-
The it's a part of it, but they wouldn't be the one to initiate a lawsuit on behalf of the commission for it. So they could, what they would be looking at is the complaints that have been filed, and drafting a finding or a report for the commission about the complaints of harassment.
okay.
Well, I want them to see that we are going about things in a different way, and that we so that it's good to remind them that we've contacted them before, and letting them know that we will go to the next take the next step, and we'll do this with not just this but with all things.
I agree. It's ridiculous. It's just, I don't even know what to say.
So I guess we have to make a decision here. What our next course of action is. Commissioner Gusser said we need to proceed with the lawsuit, and I think Commissioner Boyd stated that maybe we need to put him on notice that if to give him a deadline, and then lawsuits the next stage by notifying him. So we got two recommendations on the table. Sounds like.
Okay, here's what we'll do. We can initiate another meeting with the mayor, one additional meeting with the mayor, and that's it. And let that be it. We go in and we lobby our complaints again with him about this doggone leave issue, and if he can't solve it, then it's a lawsuit.
I think he said that he wasn't going to meet with us about the vacation issue because I filed an EEOC complaint.
Well, I'm gonna give him one more time to talk to us about it. If he don't want to talk to us about it, then we just go straight to the. That's why I'm saying, guys, we don't have any other alternative and stuff. So.
Well, if they won't meet about it, then maybe make a phone call and say, listen, talk to some people down there and solve it, or this is what's going to happen. If you don't want to meet with us on it, then that's why we're calling you, so you can try to solve this internally, and otherwise there is no talking for us either. Because if he's not going to meet with us on this, then there is no point in making, an appointment with him. I don't see what else we're going to do, except...
Who's on the email? Somebody responded to the email. Is that person a person of authority that we need to respond back to and make the final declaration? Director Lacy, who was on the email?
I haven't seen that email yet. That must have come while we were in the meeting. But it sounds like it was a email from Brian Heyer, and no, Brian Heyer doesn't have authority to override the action of the commission.
So I guess we're at an impasse. It looks like so do we proceed with the lawsuit to make a decision to go ahead with the lawsuit since they haven't complied with the decision from the commission?
Well, I think that since we'll be moving in that direction more and more now, it's more than fair to them to just for us to just repeat what we have done and indicate that we will do something else, so that they will know that there's a pattern. They'll see it. Well, we'll show it.
So if we decide to go with the lawsuit, what's the process for that, Director Lacy?
The commission would vote to hire an attorney and get an opinion about it and file an action that way.
So we'd have to make a motion and vote on it, and then once the motion is voted on and decided, we would move forward from that motion.
Mm-hmm. And that would need to be on the agenda.
Can we afford an attorney?
I don't know. It would depend on how many hours the investigator is going to need to spend on investigating the years-long campaign of harassment. But I think at this point, the commission can sue the city to pay the attorney's fees.
Okay.
Let's do it. Because this has been relatively, this was a simple process, guys. It's been easy. They've made it hard. That's just, we're in the middle of the ocean now, so we're on survival. You get to, we're on a mission that requires extraordinary efforts. So it takes us to just continue to stand and do what needs to be done.
Well, like I said, by telling them that we will sue if they don't respond right away, and then you're actually meeting with the mayor to further.
Let me stop you right now. Here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going back meeting with the mayor on anything. We're going to decide what we're going to do. Right now, is either going to be able to sue. We already said the mayor's not going to meet with us. If we're going to meet with them, then we go and meet with the mayor and then file a suit or whatever. But I'm not going to continue to waste my time, guys. I'm tired of wasting my time, giving my time to the city of Davenport, getting kicked around, wasting my energy for nothing. I'm through with that. I'm not through. I'm going to serve the rest of my time out, and as you guys have given me that opportunity to do, and the mayor may not appoint me again, but one thing I'm going to always do is stand on my values, my principles, and what I think to be right and the way the Lord is leading me. And right now we have done 2 years already, and let me just tell you, I am sick of meeting with somebody that continuously lie to me. I am sick of that. So I'm ready to go to the next step.
That we start procedures to sue.
Yeah, so if we need
So
to
can I make a motion on the floor then? That's what we have to do.
put,
Yeah.
I move that we hire an attorney to sue the city of Davenport for their lack of, what do you want to say, concern about the request of
vacation,
vacation pay for Director Lacey. For their lack of unwilling, yeah.
we gotta add, it's gotta be on the agenda, guys, so,
Okay,
we'll put it on the agenda. We're gonna add it to the agenda for next week.
okay,
Next month, and we will vote on it then. That will give, that still will give, Brian them enough time to get an answer, and, we'll vote on it next month.
okay. Then I move that we add it to the agenda for next month.
I second the motion.
Okay. It's been properly, motioned by Commissioner Upchurch Taylor, second by Commissioner, Boyd, to put the, vacation pay issue on the agenda for next month. Are there any questions to the motion? Any questions to the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carried. Okay. All right, what else is it, folks?
That's all we have.
Okay. Hey guys, at some point in time, don't get me wrong. I love to sit and negotiate and all that good stuff, but 2 years and stuff is long enough, and and I just don't like it when people lie to me and stuff. When you sit in my face and look me point blank in my eyes, and you tell me one thing and you do something else, and you do that too many times, my level of trust in you just kind of evaporates and stuff. So,
Well, they're playing with this whole situation, and whatever reason, I'm not understanding fully what they have out against Director Lacey. You know, there's no respect, and they're just basically, they're playing her along, and this has been a long process.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, yeah, several years.
Not only on the job, off the job.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff, so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, I appreciate all y'all time, and we get frustrated and stuff, but we can't quit. I'm not gonna let people, push me into somewhere that I don't wanna be and stuff, and I'm gonna always stand and do what needs to be done in the community and stuff, so that's just who I am. That's just the product that, of my daddy and stuff, so thank you guys, and appreciate you. Stay warm. Enjoy the rest of this weather, the rest of your day, and we'll see you again next month. When is our next meeting, Jeff? Commissioner Francis?
Yes, it is March 12th.
March 12th.
Yeah.
Is our next meeting. We need to try to make sure everybody be here if we can. Okay?
And I'll make a motion to adjourn if somebody'd like to second.
I'll second the motion.
Okay.
There's been motion by Commissioner Francis, second by Commissioner Boyd to close the meeting. Thanks everybody for all you do, and we'll see you soon.